Geoff, that's quite a tough one to take. We're 1-0 up at half time, scored just before half time, and then we've lost 2-1. Um, we could talk about the first half. I think we should, the way we set up, three at the back. Um, but also, things seem to get away from us a bit in the second half.
Yeah, yeah. If we start with the first half, yeah, we sort of had a plan in terms of coming here. We didn't want to be so open, or sort of give ourselves a lot to do, like the corridor. Really, we just didn't want to repeat of that. Conceding very early, being shell shocked. Before you know it, you're 3 down. I mean, and it's a mountain hill to catch. So, yeah, we wanted to start a bit more compact, especially with the clientele that we have. We do have a few away, unfortunately, but this is non-league football. No excuses. We have a squad. Utilize it. So I think first half pretty much went to plan. They were always going to have more of the ball, them being at home. And a typical team or the better teams always have those sort of rotations. You got the fullbacks going inside, tucking in. So we would just wanted to be very compact in the middle, like a flat three, and have the option of Noah and Fred up top. Because they're going to play high, so the spaces in behind. So again, it's a quick transition, and then try and get Noah 1v1, which we got him in 3 times, and he was able to score one of those. So again, going to plan. So we come out second half because actually we ended the second half, so first half with at the 4 at the back, just to see out the
Yeah,
half because they were starting to come up. We were getting a bit deeper, so we wanted to get the foundation. And again, it worked because Finn then dropped into the 10 position. Great touch, through ball. First game in a while. Credit to Finn. And as I said, we're going 1-0. So we thought we'd stick with the 4. And then, as you know, with these games, 1-0 away from home, you got to see out the first 15 minutes without any sort of incident or just make it be bitty. Doesn't matter, because after that, then they've got to change what they're doing. And we just couldn't really see out that period. Again, it looked for a foul from
yeah.
where we were. If the ref was being consistent in what he was doing, it would have been a foul. And then, we sort of ride out that period, and then we could maybe bring on Cam, Eman, freshen it up a little bit, Gabs as well. But yeah, we just couldn't really again see it out, and it's hard on the players because effort wise, following sort of like the game plan, they pretty much did it. But as you know, with these games, it's fine margins because even at 1-1, then you're still saying, okay, they are the better team, but we will get a chance.
Hmm.
We knew we were going to get a couple of chances, but we've just switched off for a diagonal ball. We've not put enough pressure on it, got underneath it, deflected shot. It's tough because, as I said, for the effort that they put in, the application, you can't fault it. But it's these games, they can turn on these sort of like minor details, and yeah, unfortunately, again, it's happened to us. But I feel after this performance, I feel a bit better, compared to, I said, with the Croydon first half. That was just a no show. That's not good enough, you know. Here it was, but it's just again we just need to that little bit, and maybe that little bit extra, maybe that Joel gives you or Sam Cook. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
obviously they're not here. But I can't credit the boys who've come in for a lot of them the first game of the season, and they haven't done the chances any bad at all.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to say it without sounding like sour grapes. It was actually a fairly obvious foul on Tammy. It was
It looked it.
right in front of
It
all of
looked it.
us, and also in front of our VEO. So we'll probably find that it did look fairly clear cut. But as I say, they were the better team in the second half. We had a chance to equalise right at the end when
A couple.
Noah got through, and then
Yeah.
the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, from open play, it looked like you think he's got to swing his left foot at it, and it's an open goal. But it's again, according to the players who were close, it was running away from him, so he wouldn't have been able to get the right technique to turn it. So he thought set it, for Cameron who couldn't get his strike off. So, and then Ali right at the end, I think he's just just minor, just a little bit away from it, from heading it in because Cam's always going to win that
Yeah,
first one,
yeah,
and it would have been a draw and maybe a deserved draw. But listen, it's tough to take because that's over a week. We've got 3 points out of 9. And 2 against teams in and around us. And I keep saying about if you want to be at the top end, you got to sort of get points from these games. Get something of it, or maybe nick a win even when you're not playing well. So it's happened again, but I think the players will be a little will go into the next game a little bit more confident, because it can become a mental block. If you don't win these big ones, or it's always us making the errors or mistake or switching off, over a consistent period. If it happens, then it's kind of like you got to look at it, and see what you can do better. Which is why we tried to approach today a little bit different. The easier thing would have been us coming at 4-2-3-1, high wingers, leaving space in, and then they could have overrun us. So we tried to come with a bit of a game plan, and to be fair to them, as I said, they executed it first half, but just ran out of steam maybe in the second half.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. As in, we get back into training. The confidence will be low. Um, After the game, we spoke to the players just to make sure, look, get their heads up. It's a work in progress. It's so early in the season. The teams in and around us do have to play each other. So then we have to make sure, again, we can go on a little bit of a run, and then we can get back up there. Because we always look at points per game, at this sort of stage, coming up to that mark. But we've got a big cup game next week.
Yeah.
So we want to go have a little bit of a run in the Vars, because we haven't had a cup run for a couple of years, even though we've been focusing on the league. But it'd be nice to have sort of a cup run this season. Get a good crowd there next Saturday, and then the league games, a couple of league games to follow, which we would like to think are winnable. Again, put 2 wins together, and all of a sudden you're back up there. So that's what we've got to do now, really dust ourselves off, get a few players back. We've got no midweek game now, so again, maybe it's a week extra for some of the players to sort of like rest up, and then we go again.
Okay. So it's Hodgson on Saturday. Anything you're taking out of the games we played against them last season? You say we're on a run, but are you looking
Hodgson.
at this like, yeah? Are you looking at it as this kind of free hit? Or?
It's funny because I was speaking about the difference in terms of Furlong 9 and the Skeffel. What I find that a lot of the teams are much younger. The energy, the pace of the game is a bit more quicker. I think in the Furlong 9, I think the teams are, again, no disrespect, a bit older. The average age seems to be older, so the pace of the game does drop off sort of second half. When we faced Hodgson before, again, there were tight games, but we didn't really feel troubled at any point. So we were just looking for a little bit of quality. And if you remember the away game, Noah produced a great finish to beat them 1-0. So they're going to be up for it. Listen, they're going to see it as a free hit as well. And again, playing in front of the crowd, they're going to be up for it. So we need to make sure we raise our levels. But I'd always fancy us, if we get the right quality on the pitch, to win, especially when we're at home. So we'll go into it, with a lot of confidence, and feel that, if we turn up, we can win. And that has to be the nation from now on.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Geoff.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah. Cheers.